2025 must be the year of Stephen King adaptations because I think this must be at least the third adaptation of one of his novels this year. Because we had The Long Walk, we have Welcome to Derry, which is not technically based on a novel, but it's a spin-off from it, and now we've got this one, The Running Man. And I must confess something terrible to you guys. I have never seen the original Running Man. Because I was a whopping 1 year old when that movie came out, and it was not exactly a priority of mine to go back and watch that super old movie. I know a lot of 80s movies enthusiasts are gonna say, "You're a fraud, you don't even know what you're talking about, man." But I'm coming at you now, being able to review this movie without the preconceived bias that you guys that have seen that original movie are gonna have, because you guys are gonna be super, super critical. Oh, the one with Schwarzenegger was a lot better. I'm not gonna bring that vibe because I've never seen it. I got nothing to compare it to. I'm judging it as the movie it is today, what it is for me. So let's discuss The Running Man. The Running Man stars Glen Powell, Carl Glusman, Lee Pace, Josh Brolin, Michael Cera, Colman Domingo, and Celia Richards. It tells the story of Ben Richards, a man who is down on his luck and in need of money. So he signs up for a game show where you are hunted down, and if you happen to survive, you can win a cool, crisp $1 billion. Definitely giving vibes of The Hunger Games and The Long Walk. Probably actually more so The Long Walk, because in The Long Walk, you choose to sign up to do that horrible competition. In The Hunger Games, you are chosen by lottery, but it definitely reminded me of both of those movies. Which makes me wonder if perhaps Susan Collins, the author of the Hunger Games series, was kind of inspired by Stephen King's The Running Man. She could have also been inspired by Roman history, because we do have a history as humans of getting enjoyment out of watching people die, I guess. I don't personally think that sounds like fun, but in the past we did, and I think that that's where this story came from. I really loved the way this film was handled. It was funny, had great action, and a vibe that pulled you in right away. But then again, this is an Edgar Wright film, and this man knows how to bring the vibes. This is the guy who directed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Baby Driver, two movies that I think are really, really solid. As a matter of fact, I bought Scott Pilgrim twice, and I'm still sad that we never got a sequel, because that movie was gold. It's absolutely gold, and at least it's achieved cult classic status. He has a natural knack for creating films with brisk pace, fun Easter eggs, and characters that you will either love or hate. And like Tarantino and James Gunn, this man knows how to find great music. I swear every movie he directs has a soundtrack that really bumps and just super, super sticks with you. Glen Powell gives one of my favorite performances from him yet. His character is very, very moody, and yes, I do think that attitude is a bit relatable. Maybe that's because I can be kind of grouchy myself. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But when you've had a lot of lemonade, you start to get irritated that everything is tasting so bitter. And I think that's exactly what's happening here with his character. He's had way too much lemonade. His enamel is gone. And although this is obviously a fictional story, there is things in this movie that do remind me of our real world. This entire game is kind of like our system, this capitalistic society that we have. We are pitted against each other to see who's gonna come out on top, who's gonna not, and it really does feel like they want us to hate each other sometimes. So yeah, I think his anger is kind of relatable. He's living in this really bullshit system, but at the core of him, he's just a guy who really wants to defend his family, and he also wants to stand up for the smaller people. You do find out in this movie that he's got a noble side to him. It's hard to see under all that mood of his, but it's there, and that's a big part of his character. Josh Brolin does a great job as the man who is running the show. Like President Snow from Hunger Games, he is fully out of touch with what makes somebody sign up for something like this in the first place. Or maybe he knows exactly what it takes to get somebody to sign up for something like this, and that is the reason that the people at the top want to make sure that the people at the bottom stay at the bottom, so that they have that desperation in order to sign up for something so stupid like a game where you could get killed, and in the meantime, he's going to be making all kinds of money. So it is just a bullshit system, and Josh Brolin does a great job playing that character. He really does come off as a man lacking empathy. This is the worst character he's ever played. I mean, in terms of like least likable, the least likable character I've ever seen him play since that shitty ass cop from American Gangster. Colman Domingo is someone I also want to mention. That man does a great job in literally every role he takes, and he nails this role as well. Just like Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games, he's all about entertaining the crowd, and he doesn't shy away from saying horrible, horrible things in order to get those those ratings up. I realize I'm making a shit ton of comparisons to the Hunger Games. That's what this movie really reminded me of. He flirts a fine line between being a piece of shit and a good person, but at the end of the day, I suspect that he's mostly just an opportunist. Michael Cera is in this movie for a bit. Not a really huge role, but his scenes are really quite a standout part of the movie, and it was really cool seeing him reunite with Edgar Wright. Remember, he was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is an Edgar Wright movie. And it's kind of cool seeing Michael Cera all these years later come back and work with him as an adult now, because he's way more of an adult than he was back in Scott Pilgrim. Different vibes. This is a different Michael Cera, and this is a different Edgar Wright. And it's just really cool seeing them reunite, even though I wish it would have been in a Scott Pilgrim sequel. All in all, this movie is a lot of fun. I was pulled right in right from the get-go. It has that style, that vibe, that just, it's so well made. And the way this world feels, it has funny bits going on, tragic bits going on. I liked that this movie was really leaning into that R rating. It was not shy about just saying some crazy shit, and I liked that a lot. Also, I do want to quickly mention Lee Pace. I forgot about Lee Pace, but damn, Lee Pace is in this movie as well. This movie has a really good cast. Fans of Foundation are probably going to enjoy seeing him. He's also a lovely contribution, but yes, overall, I can't complain too much about this movie. I had a lot of fun. I was really pulled in. I'm actually already debating, am I going to buy this one? Am I not going to buy it? It is one of those movies. Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World are both movies that I love and I've rewatched multiple times, and this movie does have all the makings of that. You got that world building that kind of reminds you of Dread, like I said, bits of the Hunger Games. Stephen King's books are really quite interesting. He has such a diverse style of writing. He can write straight up sci-fi, and then he can write something crazy, scary like It. For me, this movie is an 8 out of 10. I don't really have too many complaints, but there were a few moments, only a few, where the momentum slowed down a bit and the stuff that they were giving me wasn't quite up to par. But overall, I thought this was a really fun movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and it might very well be joining my collection. That's my thoughts on this movie, guys. What did you think of it? If you're an OG fan of that original movie, give me your thoughts as well, and please be nice about the fact that I haven't seen that OG movie. I might go back and see it, but I suspect that it's not going to hold a candle to this. That's just that's my fair assumption. The graphics are not going to be as good. I love Arnold. He's a great actor, but I'm betting overall I'm going to like this one more. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to this channel. Later.